What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your 7th AngularJS tutorial, in which we'll be learning about ng-repeat directive in Angular. And somehow I missed that in the last tutorial. My aim was to explain you ng-repeat in the last tutorial itself, but it somehow got skipped. So never mind. Let's learn what is ng-repeat in this tutorial. So ng-repeat is yet another directive in AngularJS which we often make use of when you are kind of looping the data, and we have got some complex versions of ng-repeat as well, with filters and controllers, which we'll be learning soon. But in this tutorial we'll be looking at a simple example of ng-repeat. So let's make use of whatever we learned so far in Angular and JavaScript. So let's say if I create a div of, let's say, ng-initialize, that means store the data with ng in it, and I say, let's say, my favorite language, and I create an array. So inside this array, let's say I create a kind of object. So what we can do is I can give it a property which is name. This should be set to PHP. Then the next thing would be extension, maybe we can say, and it would get .php. Then another object, another property, let's say name, or this should not be in the quotes, name, JavaScript, extension .js, then another one to illustrate, name, let's say Ruby, and extension, and this should be RB, and what else? Let's end up with C++, and the extension should be undoubtedly C++. I guess I have missed a full stop for any of the extensions. Okay, so now we have got a bunch of data ready in our ng init of favorite languages. So I want to echo it out in separate span tags. So what I can do is, let's say, or not span, let's say p, so that they all appear in separate lines. So I'll say p ng-repeat, and this is yet another directive which I was talking about in this tutorial, and I'll create a kind of a for loop which we learned in JavaScript section, but without any for keyword. So we'll loop it again and again. Let's say for language in my favorite language, and if you are familiar with JavaScript, then we have a similar syntax like for x in array, and we loop like whatever, print x dot name or x dot extension. We do like this mainly, but in Angular what we'll do is we have to evaluate it like an expression. So we will put double curly braces here, and I'll write language, because we are working with my favorite language as a temporary variable, language dot name would give us the name of the language selected, br, and let's say extension would be language dot extension. Simple as that. So let's check this out in the browser. Let's reload this, and we get name PHP, extension.php, name JavaScript.js, Ruby.rb, C++.cpp. So sounds much more comfortable and convenient than a traditional for loop in JavaScript. And now you can see that we have actually not touched even the script tag even once. We are just making our HTML language dynamic with AngularJS. So that's one of the most favorite things in AngularJS, that you kinda make your HTML interactive itself instead of introducing JavaScript to your HTML to do the stuff. So you add life to your HTML code. So that's it for this ng repeat tutorial, and in the next tutorial maybe we'll be discussing about some more advanced concepts in AngularJS. Until then, don't forget to subscribe and keep watching my videos. Thank you for watching.